Welcome everyone to this revision session where we are going to revise a very amazing essay. The name is Essay 570. Essay 570 talks about what? Going concern, and let me tell you, it will be a very simple and scoring essay for all of you. It will be a very simple and scoring essay for all of you. Sir, where can we find these board notes? Where can we find these board notes? So they are available on our Telegram channel, Clear CA with Shubham Keswani. Clear CA with Shubham Keswani. So without much ado, let's begin with this revision. But make sure before you begin, you mark your attendance by liking this video. By liking this video, and if you are new to this channel, do click the subscribe button because more such revisions are on your way. Okay, sir. So first of all, let's revise the basics. What is a going concern basis of accounting? Going concern means entity will continue the operation for a foreseeable future. So it is not ending tomorrow. The operations will continue for a foreseeable future. Okay, sir. Now understand one thing. There are two types of financial statements: general purpose, special purpose. First of all, if I talk about special purpose financial statement, which are for specific user, the financial statements may or may not be prepared using the going concern basis. That means it is optional. Okay, sir. If I talk about general purpose financial statement that we generally talk about in audit, these are for the common users and these are to be prepared as per going concern basis unless management has the intention or it has no other alternative than to liquidate the entity or cease the operation. Cease the operation means close the operation. So if the management has the intention or it has no other alternative to close the operation, then you need not use going concern basis of accounting. But otherwise, you will always use going concern basis of accounting. Now, sir, whether going concern basis is appropriate or not, whether the going concern basis is appropriate or not, how does it affect the financial statement? So understand it like this. If going concern is appropriate, the assets and liabilities will be recorded on a basis that entity will be able to realize the assets, discharge the liabilities in normal course of business. Okay, sir. And if going concern is not appropriate, they are going to be prepared on liquidation basis. That means your PP will not be recorded on value in use. It will be recorded on selling price because you are ultimately going to liquidate and sell it. Okay, sir. Are these basics clear to you? Yes, sir. Now, sir, what is management responsibility? ICI can ask MCQ on this, so remember it. It is to assess the going concern and give proper disclosure of it in financial statement. What about auditor's responsibility? It is in two stages. Stage 1, stage 2. Stage 1 is looking in the present whether the operations are going on properly or not. Whether the operations of the entity, these operations are going on right now or not. Operations are going, matlab company is realizing the asset, paying the liabilities in normal course of business. If these operations are going well, you see going concern is appropriate. Now, sir, next stage of responsibility is about the future, whether there is a material uncertainty or not. Now, what is a material uncertainty? We are going to revise in the next part of this session. Okay, sir. Now, sir, if there is no reference to material uncertainty, does it mean there is a guarantee of going concern? No. Auditor can never give a guarantee that entity will continue as a going concern. Why? Because of inherent limitation of auditing. Because of inherent limitation of auditing, you cannot give a guarantee about the future events and condition that can affect the going concern. So as an auditor, please stay alert for such event and condition that can cast significant doubt on the going concern. Now let's understand the concepts like events and condition, material uncertainty and mitigating factor so that whatever we cover in this standard, that is crystal clear to all of you. So first of all, let's discuss about the events and condition. You can come to your book and in the book, I have given you full list of financial events, operating events and other events. Okay, sir. These events understanding is important because in the question when you will be solving, you will be finding these events. So you will have to say whenever these events are there, then only we go to the next step. So there can be financial events which are related to the financial statement. First of all, whatever points I have marked in yellow, these are related to liability. So liability means there is a net liability or current liability position. That means your liabilities are more than assets. Now, when liabilities are more than assets, you will not be able to pay them. So there are two types of liability: long-term liability, short-term liability. So your long-term liability like fixed borrowing, they are approaching the maturity, but you cannot renew them, you cannot repay them. Talking about the short-term borrowing, you are using it for long-term assets. So when you are using the short-term borrowing for long-term assets, again, it will lead to defaults. Example of short-term borrowing is creditor, you are not paying on due dates. Now, when you don't pay the creditor, they will withdraw their financial support. That means now you will shift from credit to cash on delivery transaction. So this is a short summary revision in the revision. In talking about the liability wala points, there is a net liability or current liability position. Long-term borrowing reaching the maturity that you cannot renew, cannot repay. Short-term borrowing is used to finance long-term asset. You cannot pay the creditor, and since you are not paying the creditor, they withdraw their support and moving from credit to cash on delivery transaction. Are these 4 or 5 points of liability clear? Yes, sir, they are clear in a proper flow. Talking about the losses wala point, you are showing operating losses. Your assets value is decreasing. Since you are having operating losses, it is leading to negative operating cash flows. Key financial ratios are also adverse. That means your debt equity ratios are increasing. And lastly, since there are a lot of losses, you are not paying the dividend. So it is very less likely that ICA will ask a direct question on this. But even if they ask, at least 5 to 6 points should be there in your mind. And I know with this proper structuring, they are already there. Okay, sir. Now, after financial events, we have operating events. These are related to your supply chain. So just go by the numbering. In a supply chain, what is the first thing I get as a company? Raw material. So let's say there is a shortage of the raw material, there is a shortage of supplies. Now, even if supplies are there, who has to work on those supply? Workers. So they are saying there is a labor difficulty in the factory and in the office. Key management has left the company. In the office, key management, Are Baba, key management has left the company and there is no replacement. For example, CEO leaving the company. Third thing, let's say even the workers are there and the product is ready. But when you go to the market, market is not there. Loss of a major market, loss of key customer, franchisee or license. Sir, where did the market go? Go to the competition. Market went to the competition. So emergence of a highly successful competitor. And lastly, now the company is not interested in continuing the business. They intend to liquidate the entity. So just go in the flow. First of all, supplies are not there, then workers are not there, office worker and factory worker, then you will say market is not there, then you will say competition is arising, and lastly entity has an intention to liquidate. Are the operating events clear? Yes, sir. Then talking about the other events, there is a non-compliance with the CSR requirement. CSR means capital, statutory, regulatory requirement. Whenever you don't comply, it will lead to litigations. So there is a pending legal or regulatory proceedings which can result in claims that entity won't be able to satisfy. Now, sir, what is the other thing bad happening with the entity? There is a change in the law. There is a change in the law which has also very badly affected the entity. And lastly, there is a catastrophe like flood, earthquake, for which company has not taken the insurance or taken very less insurance cover. So if there is no insurance or the insurance cover is less, then it can also adversely impact the entity. You're getting these points or not? Yes, sir. So this is the short summary that we made in the class. So financial events are generally related to liabilities and operating losses. Operating events are related to your supply chain. No supplies, no workers, no key managerial person, more competition, less customer demand, and intention to liquidate. So just go in the flow. And talking about the other events, there is a non-compliance leading to high legal claims, and there is a catastrophe for which no insurance is taken. Are the events and conditions clear? Yes, sir. They will help you identify in the question whether the problems are there or not. Okay. Okay, sir. Now, when the event or condition are there, that may cause significant doubt on entity's ability to continue as going concern. That may cause significant doubt on the entity's ability to continue as going concern. The next thing that you need to see is material uncertainty. Material uncertainty means there should be two factors. Sir, what are the two factors? Likelihood and magnitude. Likelihood means there are high chances of the event happening. Magnitude means the amount of penalty. Take it like this. The amount of penalty that the company will have to pay is very high. The amount of penalty that the company will have to pay is very high. So there are high chances of penalty of rupees 500 crore that company will not be able to pay. So you can say there is an example of material uncertainty. So whenever there are high chances, can I say likelihood is high? Penalty of 500 crore, magnitude is high? Yes, sir. So now you can say there is a material uncertainty. Now the question comes, this penalty will have to be paid in the present or in the future? Sir, in the future. So whenever there is such futuristic event, you say there is a material uncertainty, but going concern is appropriate. Going concern is appropriate means in present everything is fine. In present everything is fine, but in future issues can be there. So there is a material uncertainty. Got it, sir. And lastly, we talk about the concept of mitigating factor, something which removes the material uncertainty so that the company is saved. So that the company is saved. For example, when we did the question bank, we found a question in which the company was about to get insolvent. Then the company started with the insolvency resolution process. And after the insolvency resolution, they approved a resolution plan where the creditors agreed to settle and the company was revived. So, can I say when the company was about to get insolvent, it was a material uncertainty, company will wrap up? Yes, sir. Now, with the approval of a resolution plan, there is a mitigating factor that saved the company. That somewhere saved the company. So, talking about the game, you just need to go in the flow. First of all, identify the event, then see whether there is a material uncertainty in the future that can affect the entity's going concern, and lastly, see there is a mitigating factor or not. Are these three concepts clear? Yes, sir, they are clear. Now, Baba, what is the auditor's role? And this is important from exam point of view. So there are four roles to be played by the auditor. First of all, risk assessment procedure to identify the event. Once you have identified the event, you will have to perform additional procedure. Additional procedure to see whether there is a material uncertainty. Whether there is a material uncertainty and whether there is a mitigating factor. Then you draw your conclusion, then you do your reporting. Is the flow clear? Yes, sir, the flow is clear. First of all, let's talk about risk assessment procedure to identify the event or condition. Do you people tell me, is it auditor's job to identify the event or management's job? Sir, this is management's job. This is not auditor's job to identify the event or condition, it is the management's job. So first of all, see if the management has performed the going concern assessment or not. If they have performed the going concern assessment, discuss the assessment and then inquire whether they have identified any event or condition. If the answer is yes, what is the management plan to address them? So discuss, see if there is an event or condition and discuss the plan. Is this three process clear? Yes, sir. If they have not performed the going concern assessment, then shout on them and ask them, if you have not performed going concern assessment, then what is the basis? What is the basis of using going concern basis of accounting? And along with it, ask them whether any event or condition identified or not. Remember that throughout this process, you need to stay alert. To evaluate the going concern assessment, you need to see whether it has to be done normally or in detail. Generally, you don't do in detail whenever it is a healthy operation, good revenue, good profits. But more detail whenever going concern has issues. What period to cover? Same period as the management, minimum 12 months from the date of financial statement. Remember from MCQ point of view. Is this concept clear to all of you? Yes, sir. It is a very beautiful concept. Now, once you have identified the event, what to do? What to do? What to do? What to do? Sir, we will do additional audit procedure. Take 2 sips of water and get ready. Yes, sir, we are ready. Yes, sir, we are ready. Now, Baba, come with me. Look at the board. Okay, sir. So this is a very important topic, huh? Mark it as a 5-star topic. What are the additional procedure? So that means whenever you identify event or condition, you want to check whether material uncertainty exists and whether there is a mitigating factor or not. So the first thing is where the management has not performed the going concern assessment. Request the management to make the assessment. Okay, sir. Now, will the management come back empty handed? No, they will bring their plan. They will bring their plan for future action. Now, in the plan, 2 things should be there. First of all, it should improve the situation. Second, it should be feasible. Now, to understand the plan, do you think plan alone is enough? No, sir. We need a proper rupees wala thing, that is a cash flow forecast. To properly understand the plan, we need to evaluate the cash flow forecast. Now, what do you check in the cash flow forecast? What is the data? And on this data, what assumptions they have applied. So for example, they have applied the assumption that they will take bank loans in the future to get the funding. So for this bank loans, check whether there are supporting documents. Supporting documents means email from the bank, agreement with the bank, any letter with the bank. So whenever management has prepared a cash flow forecast and you are analyzing it, 2 things need to be checked: data ka reliability of data, and at the same time adequate supporting documents for the assumption. There should be support for assumption. So three procedure till now: requesting the management for assessment. They will not come empty handed with a plan. Plan means two things: improve the situation, should be feasible. Along with the plan, we need cash flow forecast. Now, sir, since it has been long since the date of assessment, there could be additional facts or information. So whatever additional facts or information are there, these are just like subsequent events. See the subsequent events, additional facts and information that have happened since the date of assessment. And lastly, whatever plans you took, whether they are feasible or not, on these two things, you will take a written representation. You will take a written representation from the management about the plans and their feasibility. Are the 5 steps clear? Yes, sir. Let's have a revision in revision. Let's have a summary revision. First of all, request the management for going concern assessment. Then, sir, they will come with a plan that will improve the situation, will be feasible, check it. Along with the plan, we need a cash flow forecast, check the reliability of data, adequate support for assumption. Next thing is additional facts and information. And lastly, written representation. Like every essay, we take the prasad at the end. What is the prasad? Sir, the prasad is written representation for the plans and their feasibility. Are these 5 procedures clear? Yes, sir. Even if you want, you can just pause the video for 1 minute, properly recall the 5 points, and then continue with the remaining video. Now, sir, along with this in your book, I covered additional procedure. Additional procedure which are given in your CA Interca book, and sometimes ICAI use for case study. Let's quickly revise these more additional procedure for safety point of view. Okay, let's revise them also. Along with the 5 procedures, you can also perform these procedures for going concern. Sir, what are these procedures? Analyze and discuss the cash flow, profit and other forecast. Not the past statement, but the forecast, that is futuristic statements. Analyze and discuss the latest available interim financial statement like quarterly statement. Then you can read 2 things: terms of debenture loans, whatever debts you have taken, whether there is any breach, non-compliance, which will make it payable right now. Then read the minutes of the meetings, shareholder, TCWG, committees, whether company is facing any financing difficulty. Then, sir, you can also inquire with the legal counsel about the litigations and claims, whether management assessment is reasonable, whether entity will win or lose. If they lose, how much penalty to be paid. You need to inquire about all them. Then, sir, if company has an arrangement with a third party, that the third party will give the financial support to the company, then these arrangements, existence, legality and enforceability, you need to check, and whether the third party has the ability to provide the funds. This is also one thing you need to check here. If the company has not filled the customer order, what are the plans to do it? Then see if there are any subsequent events, borrowing facilities, regulatory action that can affect the going concern. And lastly, how they will dispose of the assets. This is also one thing you need to check. So just read through these procedures for your safety point of view. In case I say ask any case study based question or MCQ, you should be easily able to handle it. Are the audit procedures wala part clear to you? Yes, sir. Now we are in the end game. Now we are in the end game. Now we are going to cover the conclusion wala part, and conclusion is just a replica of the audit procedure. Conclusion is also in the 2 stages, present and future. You need to conclude whether in present going concern is appropriate. If it is appropriate, then conclude on the basis of evidence whether material uncertainty exists with respect to event or condition that may cast significant doubt on entities going concern. If the material uncertainty is there, it should be disclosed in the financial statement. Why, sir? Arey Baba, when I am investing in a company, shouldn't I know there is a material uncertainty or not? Yes, sir. So whatever material uncertainty is there in the company, that should be disclosed in the financial statement. So next topic that we are covering is disclosure only. Financial statement ka disclosure, whenever event and condition are identified, then you check material uncertainty is there or not. If material uncertainty not there, disclose the event or condition. But if material uncertainty is there, there should be 4 disclosure. Sir, what are the 4 disclosure? First of all, increase the BP of the shareholder by saying event and condition are there that may cast significant doubt on the going concern. Okay, sir. Then reduce the BP by saying, don't worry, management has prepared the plan. Sir, BP is reduced too much. Increase the BP by saying there is a material uncertainty for event and condition that may cause significant doubt on going concern. And because of this material uncertainty, remember the asset liability wala line. company may be unable to realize the asset, discharge the liability in the normal course of business. So whatever they could have done in case going concern was appropriate, now they will not be able to do. They may be unable to realize the asset, maybe debtor will default, and at the same time company will also be defaulting on its liability. Are these four disclosure clear? Yes, sir. Last time, let's revise it together. First of all, event and condition that may cause significant doubt on entity's ability to continue as going concern. Then management's plan. Then material uncertainty for the events and condition that may cause significant doubt on the going concern. And lastly, because of the material uncertainty, entity may be unable to realize the asset, pay off the liabilities in normal course of business. Clear, boss? Clear, sir. This is the same thing that is given in your book. Conclusion wala part we have covered. Adequacy of disclosure we have covered. Here I have added 3 more points in disclosure. I have not made it. These are just lifted from the ICAI ka case study that is given in your question bank. So along with these 4 disclosure that we have discussed, 3 more points you can talk about: management's evaluation of the significance of event, how significant is the event or condition. Then for those events and condition, what are management's judgments? What are management's assumption? So if management assumes we will take an additional bank loan, we will issue some shares to raise the financing, then such assumptions and judgment should also be disclosed in the notes to accounts. And lastly, whatever is the event, that event ka likelihood, magnitude and timing. Say with me: likelihood, magnitude and timing. 3 things should be disclosed. So if there is a penalty, the event of penalty, the likelihood, the magnitude and timing, these 3 things should be disclosed. So 500 crore penalty, magnitude, penalty, event and condition, likely to be paid, likelihood, and after 3 years, that is the timing. These 3 things you will disclose. You got the point or not? Yes, sir. And if the event and condition is there but there is no material uncertainty, just disclose the event and condition. That is enough. Clear? Clear, sir. Now comes the last part of this standard, that is reporting. Take 2 sips of water and in the chat box, ready. Ready? Ready, sir. Now, Baba, understand the reporting part with me. Everyone, please focus. In case of reporting, if the going concern is inappropriate and financial statements are prepared on liquidation basis, okay? Going concern is not appropriate for the entity and they have prepared the financial statement on liquidation basis, then you will give a unmodified opinion. Okay, sir. But if going concern is inappropriate and financial statement are prepared on going concern basis, can I say it is a big blunder? It is impacting financial statement as a whole? Yes, sir. The impact is material as well as pervasive. Give a adverse opinion. Sir, what if the management disclose that use of going concern is inappropriate? Does not matter. If they are saying that we are using the going concern, even if it is inappropriate, then also you will give an adverse opinion. Why? Material misstatement is still there. If you are disclosing that you are doing a material misstatement, does not correct it. So still you will give an adverse opinion. Okay, sir. What if the going concern is appropriate and material uncertainty exists? Then you have to see. Then you have to see whether the disclosures are there or not. Because when material uncertainty is there, what we want disclosure. So if the disclosure are there, it is okay. Now you can give an unmodified opinion. But sir, we want to draw the attention of the users on the disclosure. So generally we add a EOM para, but EOM para will not be added here. We will add a MURG para. MURG section means material uncertainty related to going concern, to draw the attention to the financial statement. So you will say, people, bring your attention to this material uncertainty. Bring your attention to this material uncertainty, and remember, it is a material uncertainty, not a material misstatement. It is a material uncertainty, not a material misstatement. That's why our opinion is not modified on this matter. We are giving an unmodified opinion. So give an unmodified opinion, add a MURG para, draw the attention to the material uncertainty and say, it is a material uncertainty, not a material misstatement. So our opinion is not modified. Got the point? Got it, sir. And lastly, if the disclosures are not there, you give a qualified or adverse opinion. And in the basis of qualified or adverse, state material uncertainty exists, but the financial statement don't adequately disclose the matter. Financial statements don't adequately disclose the matter. This is all about the reporting part. And lastly, you will talk about the game. If management is not making or not extending the going concern assessment to 12 months, that means you are not getting evidence. Yes, sir. Now the impact could be pervasive or not. So depending on that, give a qualified or disclaimer of opinion. Give a qualified or disclaimer of opinion. Okay. So implications of reporting we have covered. There is a small example that is given here. Let's see. CA Samir decided to give an unmodified opinion when material uncertainty was there and proper disclosure were made in the financial statement. So which para you will add? Murg para. Three things. Draw the attention to the note in the financial statement where we discussed about the material uncertainty. State that material uncertainty is there and our opinion is not modified. Nothing critical about it. Okay, sir. Acha, as per SA 701, whenever there is a material uncertainty, it is by its nature a key audit matter. So you need to report it as a key audit matter also. Lastly, we discussed that whenever you identify some events or condition that can cast significant doubt on going concern, communicate to TCWG. If a company is having a lot of delay in the approval of financial statement, it could be a indicator. It could be an indicator related to events and condition affecting the going concern. So perform additional procedure and see the effect on auditor's conclusion, whether going concern is appropriate or not, whether there is any issue with the going concern. So these two things you can just take a good understanding for MCQ point of view. That's all. I don't think you need to do anything else. And with this, your whole revision of going concern gets done. Now, sir, what to do? What to do? Studying going concern without questions. Studying going concern without the questions is of no use. Okay? So it's very important to do the practice of questions. So I think in your question bank, there are around 12 questions. Yes, sir. There are around 12 questions. So these 12 questions are very, very easy. Very, very easy. It will not take us more than 15-20 minutes to properly complete this question. So take 2 sips of water and type in the chat box ready so that we can begin with the question bank revision. So these questions we have already covered in detail in the class. In this revision wala part, I will be giving you a quick summary on how to attempt these questions. Okay? Okay, sir. Now come with me. Come with me. Ready, sir. First of all, there is a question number 1 asked in RTP November 24. See what it's saying. Customer base is reducing, GRF Private Limited. Customer base is reducing. There is a tough competition, discount war. Payment of the creditor delayed. Company is not able to pay the salary. All the ratios are going in red, like current ratio, debt service coverage ratio. These are basically your solvency ratios. So company is going towards insolvency. Company requested the banker for additional capital, but the bankers are not considering the proposal favorably. They are not ready to give the capital. Can I say all are the events and condition affecting going concern? Yes, sir. So what procedure will you do? So first of all, talking about the first part of the question, see how you need to write. You will quote SA 570 and say, whenever events and conditions are identified, okay, so we will perform additional procedure to see whether material uncertainty exists and whether there are mitigating factor. Then, sir, what additional procedure? 5 procedure. Requesting the management for going concern assessment, seeing management plan, whether it improves the situation, whether it is feasible. Plan alone is not enough. We need a cash flow forecast. For the cash flow forecast, check the reliability of data and adequate support for assumption. Then see additional facts and information and written representation. Now, sir, using these procedures, we will frame the first 3 points. Whatever going concern assessment management has made, you review the going concern assessment. Whatever cash flow forecast management has made, you see the reasonableness of the cash flow forecast. Whatever additional facts and information have come to light, see the events after reporting period, whether they affect the going concern or not. So 3 points to have lifted from above: going concern assessment, cash flow forecast, additional facts and information. And the last 3 points are related to the facts of the case. First of all, analyze the key ratios, because the key ratios, where is the point? This point. Key ratios are going in red, that means they are going bad. Analyze these key ratios. Then see the compliance with loan agreement. Then see the challenges of securing additional financing and why bank is not giving the loan. So it is given na, bank requested the company requested the banker for additional capital and they are not agreeing. So you need to consider the same. And lastly, declining customer, delayed payment and other challenges which were given in the question, you need to write about it. Sir, do we need to write to the point? Answer is no. Even if you write these points in your own word, it works. Okay? Because the main marks in the question are of this part, which is direct, talking about the 5 audit procedure and introduction. And lastly, what is the second part of the question? It says, how will you deal if the use of going concern is appropriate, but a material uncertainty exists and disclosure is given? Thank God. So whenever material uncertainty is there and disclosure is given, we draw the attention through a Murg para and we give a unmodified opinion. So this summary also I have given. In this case, give a unmodified opinion. Murg section to draw the attention to the note. State material uncertainty is there, but our opinion is not modified. Please tell me, is question number 1 crystal clear? Yes or no? Yes, sir. Now, Baba, come with me to question number 2. What does question number 2 talk about? Sir, this is a very sweet and easy question. It talks about Maze Limited. Maze means enjoy. Enjoy Limited company. What is happening here? Company has lost the overseas buyer to Asian competitor. They have lost the export order. US buyers, they are not paying the money. Company is not able to keep the loan repayment commitment with the banker. Company is not able to pay the creditor. Revenue is declining. They are not able to cover the fixed cost and they have begun laying off the employees. Employees are also asked to leave the company. Now, when all these events and conditions are there, again the same line will be there. Events and conditions identified that may cause significant doubt on going concern, you will perform additional procedure. Additional procedure to get evidence that whether material uncertainty exists, whether there are mitigating factor. Is the same line given here? Yes, sir, same line is given here. Now they are writing company doubts the going concern. So auditor is studying the projected profitability statement for next 2 years. Tell me one thing, is studying the projected profitability statement enough? The answer is no. We should study the cash flow forecast. We should study the cash flow forecast in which you check the data ka reliability and assumptions ka support, whether adequate support for the assumption. These two things need to be checked. What is this auditor doing? Duffer. Comment with reference to the audit procedures by CAP. So you will say focus on the cash flow forecast, not on the profit projection. Why? Because it is possible that company can continue as a going concern as long as it can meet the liability. And for meeting the liability, you need the cash, not the profits. For meeting the liability, you just need cash, not the profit. So many startups in this today's world, they are having lot of cash. So they are a going concern because they are having lot of money in their bank account. Profits don't matter. So you will say analyzing the profitability statement is insufficient. Request the management to prepare cash flow forecast and in that check two things, reliability of data and support for assumption. Now, sir, last me, you will just say whatever assumption that you can relate with the facts of the question, these assumptions should be challenged and examined. We will challenge and examine these assumptions. You got the point or not? Yes, sir. These three assumptions we have framed considering the facts of the question. For example, we were unable to pay the money to the bank. Yes, sir. So management can assume that we will restructure it. We were not able to realize the money from our US customers. So we will talk about cash realization assumption. We were not able to pay the creditors on time. So creditors can provide extra credit. So all these assumptions that you can make on the basis of the facts of the question, that will be challenged and examined. Clear, boss? Clear, sir. Now let's talk about question number 3. Take 2 sips of water and in the chat box, ready. All set? Yes, sir. So what is happening in this question? Please understand. There is a CS Soumya, auditor of a company engaged in the rearing of poultry birds. Poultry birds means hens. And what do hens give? Eggs. Company sales have dipped from 50 crore to 10 crore. Why, sir? Livestock is wiped off because of bird flu. So because of bird flu, all hens have gone. She is not optimistic about the going concern assumption of the management. Now what is management planning? Management is planning to start with a new batch of birds. Earlier working capitals have been restructured with the bank and repayments will continue from the next year. Bank is not ready to give additional credit facilities. Company plans longer credits from the suppliers of animal feed. Company plans to take additional measures for the safety of livestock. Sir, what safety measures? Vaccination. Oh my God, vaccination of the hens, health checkup of the hens and visits to the veterinary staff. Plus villagers have accused the company for spreading air pollution. They have accused the company for spreading the air pollution. So management has prepared a cash flow forecast for her examination. So what will be her checking with respect to the cash flow forecast? So can I say again the same line as per SA 570 event and condition identified that may cast significant doubt on going concern to perform additional procedure, get evidence whether material uncertainty is there and mitigating factor. Whenever there is a cash flow forecast, two things to be checked: data and assumption, data's reliability and support for assumption. And whatever assumptions that were given in the question, you will challenge them. First assumption: how will they get money for the livestock? They will get new hens, but it will require money. How will they arrange it? Check the bank agreement to see whether the repayments are beginning from next year. Why the animal feed supplier are giving longer credit when the company is facing such a bad situation? Whether they have accounted the increased expenditure for preventive health checkup, vaccination and veterinary staff. And since villagers have accused the company for spreading air pollution, whether the proposed expenditure is accounted in the cash flow statement. Got it? So this part of the question, I don't think it has much criticality. Is a very easy question, like a comprehensive, you can say. It is like comprehensive passage that you used to do in your English class. Okay, so just need to talk about the cash flow forecast and the points given in the question. Now let's talk about question number 4 and question number 5. Both are direct question. In both the questions, if you clearly see, they have said what? Sir, there is a material uncertainty. There is a material uncertainty that is disclosed in the notes to accounts. What to do? In this question also, that is the same thing. Material uncertainty is there and it is duly disclosed in the notes to accounts. Now, sir, what to be done in such type of question? I am discussing question 4, question 5. You can just read. Same pattern, you need to write the answer. So first of all, you will say whenever going concern is appropriate but material uncertainty exists, give 4 disclosure. What are the 4 disclosure? Event and condition, management plan, material uncertainty, and because of it, entity won't be able to realize the asset, discharge the liabilities in normal course of business. Okay, sir. Now, sir, on this disclosure, you will give a unmodified opinion. Okay, sir. And a Murg section. Murg section to do what? Draw the attention. Draw the attention to the material uncertainty and say our opinion is not modified. So similarly, they have given this part also. But this partner of giving the 4 disclosure, this is missing in this answer. This part is missing in this answer. You don't worry. I have mentioned this point in the note. So for safety, you can mention the 4 disclosure needed in financial statement that ICI has missed in the answer. Quickly tell me 5 questions revision done. 5 questions revision done with all the concepts. Is everything till here clear? Any doubt, anyone? Please tell me. Clear, sir? Sure about it? Awesome. Now, Baba, since everything is clear till here, now let's see question number 6. What does question number 6 talks about? Abhinandan Limited. Star mark this question because if this question comes directly in exam, it will not be easy to handle it. Okay? But through our charts that we have made in the class, I am sure it will be very easy for you. Abhinandan Limited has received a show cause notice from National Green Tribunal for violating environmental laws. Okay, sir. Penalty amount is 500 crore, profit is 35 crore, turnover is 100 crore. They have disclosed this matter in the financial statement by saying company has received a show cause notice for the violation of environmental law. Legal department think that the judgment will be in company's favor. No provision is created. How, as a statutory auditor, you will report this matter? This is the question. Yes, sir. Let's analyze it. Let's revise its analysis. Okay, sir. So basically, what is happening in Abhinandan Limited? Everyone, please focus. Company has received a penalty show cause notice of 500 crore. Why they have received it? Because there is a non-compliance with the environmental laws. Oh, there is a non-compliance with the environmental laws. Now, sir, do you think a company having a profit of 35 crore can pay a penalty of 500 crore? No, it will affect the going concern. So how will you report it? So first of all, let's talk about SA 570. You people tell me, considering the disclosure management has given, have they properly disclosed the event and condition? No, sir. They have not even mentioned the penalty amount. They have not even mentioned the penalty amount of 500 crore. They have not disclosed the event and condition. Acha, apart from event and condition, they have disclosed management plan? No, sir. Have they disclosed material uncertainty? No, sir. So proper disclosures are not given. Because proper disclosures are not given, you will first of all talk about the four disclosure. What were the four disclosure? Let's revise again. Revision in revision. Event and condition, management plan, material uncertainty, inability to realize the asset, pay off the liabilities in normal course of business. Are these points clear? Yes, sir. Because no disclosures are there, you are required to give a qualified or adverse opinion, and in the basis, you will say material uncertainty is there, but disclosure is not there. Now, properly think and tell me, if the company will be levied a penalty of 500 crore, can I say it will impact the whole PNL of the company? This will impact the whole PNL of the company. Yes, sir, it will impact the whole PNL of the company. So when it is going to impact the whole PNL, can I say the impact is pervasive? Yes, sir. So to be specific, you will write, we will give a adverse opinion. We will give a adverse opinion from qualified and adverse. We will give a adverse opinion. Is the SA 570 wala part clear? Yes, sir. Now, along with this, one more section they have added for reporting. This section is not used in any other question, only this question. Section 143.3J, it talks about reporting on certain other matters. So it says whether company has disclosed the impact in financial statement. Impact of what? Impact of any pending litigation. So as you can see in the given case, there is a litigation going on against the company for violating the environmental law. So this part of disclosure will also be added. Don't forget it. And lastly, sir, most of the students that they will miss is SA 250. Why SA 250? There was a clear hint in the question about the non-compliance with environmental law. And if I talk about environmental law, is it a law having a direct effect on the financial statement, or it is a other law? Sir, it is a other law. It is not a law which has a direct effect on financial statement. It is a other law. So for the other laws, whenever there is a NOCLAR, that can have a material effect on financial statement because of the penalty. Because of the penalty levied on the company, that can have a material effect. But the question comes, sir, how do we identify such NOCLAR? So I told you, I. We will do the II, yani inquiry and inspection. So do the inquiry with the management about the non-compliance and inspection of the documents that are sent by the regulatory authorities like notice. Like notice in this case, so you will inspect the show cause notice. Are these three things clear that you need to cover in the question? Yes, sir. Now come to the summary. Everything will be crystal clear. This is all that you need to cover. Please focus on the board, everyone. Yes, sir. First of all, SA 250, obtain the understanding and evaluate the impact of other laws that don't have a direct effect. Now, sir, whenever you do a NOCLAR, that can have a material effect on the financial statement. Okay, sir. What are the audit procedure to identify the NOCLAR? II. II means inquiry with the management TCWG, inspecting the correspondence with the licensing or regulatory authorities. Is this part clear? Yes, sir. Then one more point, don't miss out. Section 143 subsection 3 clause J, read with rule 11A, where you need to specifically disclose whether the company has disclosed the impact of pending litigation on the financial statements. And lastly, talking about SA 570 going concern, whenever the auditor concludes going concern is appropriate but material uncertainty is there should be four disclosure. So you talk about the four disclosure. If the disclosures are not there, qualified adverse opinion, and in the basis you say material uncertainty is there but proper disclosure is missing. And what was the impact? It was a pervasive impact. So we will give an adverse opinion 143.3J. And what is that one thing that ICI additionally talks about? Going concern para. Going concern para. So please don't forget the going concern para. So I have highlighted that in yellow for you. Going concern para as per SA 570. Please tell me, is this case study based wala question clear to all of you? Come on, everyone. This is a proper cute summary of this whole question. I think it will just take 10 minutes more. Just 10 minutes more, and within the next 10 minutes, we'll be able to complete with the whole revision. Done, done, are done, 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 sir. Now let's talk about question number 7. Question number 7 is an easy question. Sir, what is happening in question 7? Just understand. Star Limited is a power generating company. What they use to generate the power is coal. Now, sir, there is a coal scam which led to ban on allotment of coal blocks. So they will not get the raw material, they will not get the coal. Now, when they don't have the raw material, power generation will be stopped. Key managerial persons have left the company, plus company is getting a lot of delay in paying the wages, paying the salary, and banks are also not ready to give the finance. Company also don't have any plan to mitigate such circumstances. Can I say the company's operations have stopped? Company's operations have stopped. Now, when the company's operations have stopped, can I say going concern is inappropriate? Can I say going concern is inappropriate? Answer is yes. Going concern is inappropriate. In this case, clearly going concern is inappropriate. So what do you need to write in the answer? Sir, going concern is inappropriate. Still, they have not reflected it in financial statement. So we will give a adverse opinion. We will clearly give a adverse opinion in this case. So how do you start your answer? That is the important part. Which topic in this chapter talks about appropriate or inappropriate wala thing? Sir, first of all, auditor's responsibility. So you will say, based on sufficient and appropriate evidence, conclude whether the going concern is appropriate. Auditor responsibility and conclusion wala part. Okay, sir. And lastly, if going concern is appropriate, then see whether material uncertainty exists. If it is inappropriate, give a adverse opinion. Then this extra line you can consider: when adequate disclosure of material uncertainty not made, give a qualified adverse opinion, basis should be given. This is not required, but still they have written, so I marked it separately for you. Now in the conclusion, it is very simple: going concern inappropriate, give a adverse opinion. And in the basis of adverse opinion, there is a mistake by ICI. Sir, what is the mistake? Here they should write na, going concern is inappropriate, still financial statement are prepared as per going concern. Yes, sir. But they have written material uncertainty exists, but no disclosure. So this point, this mistake you need to remember. And this is the only question. This is the only question where we discuss about clause 19 of the para 3 of Caro 2020. So this thing needs to be written. Do you want to revise clause 19? Are Baba, do you want to revise clause 19? Yes, sir, we want to revise clause 19. So this is your clause 19 in front of you. Let's revise it. It's very simple. It says on the basis of 5 things. Sir, what are these 5 things? Financial assets ka realization, payment of financial liability, then financial asset divided by financial liability is equal to financial ratio. That like your short-term solvency ratio, like current ratio, quick ratio. So considering the financial asset, financial liability, financial ratio, management plans and other information. So considering these 5 things, whether auditor is of the opinion that no material uncertainty exists. No material uncertainty exists on the date of report. Since no material uncertainty is there, can I say company is capable? Can I say company is capable of meeting the liabilities? Which liabilities? Current liability. Current liability means the liability on the balance sheet date which are due within 1 year from the balance sheet date. Which are due within 1 year of the balance sheet date. And how did we learn this clause? Sir, we grow till the age of 18. We grow till the age of 18, and from 19 the height growth stops. So 19 is a growing concern. Okay, grow till 18 and from 19 the growth stops. So you can say it is a growing concern. So clause 19 talks about going concern. Clear, boss? Clear, sir. So this reporting of clause 19 should also be a part of this answer. So this is your short sweet summary. Please tell me, is question 7 clear? How you need to approach it? RTP May 21, May 23, MTP May 25. Clear, sir. Now, Baba, we have question number 8. Now we have question number 8. Sir, question number 8 talks about Quantum Mechanics Limited. Let's see what is this question all about. RTP May 24. Another good question. Okay, question 7 was good. Question 8 is good. Before this, what was good? Question 6. 3 questions. Classic. Now let's see what does question 8 talks about. Companies making payment for legal and retainership fees. There is a notice to decommission the plant. Decommission means close the plant. And it is challenged in the High Court and matter is still pending. They have not disclosed any information of this litigation in the financial statement. This plant is not a small plant. It accounts for 75% of the production, and this decommissioning can disrupt the operation and lead to bankruptcy. Then it says audit partner Mr. Shalab suggested that, here right, no action necessary from the auditor. However, Mr. Manoj feels that it requires action for the auditor should be indicated in audit report, whose view seems to be appropriate comment with respect to essay. Sir, what is happening in this question? What is happening in this question? So in this question, you can clearly see a litigation is going on. Now, sir, whenever again a litigation is going on, why is the litigation going on? Because some NOCLAR must have happened. How do I get to know about the NOCLAR? Through the wording in the question that they have paid legal and retainership fees. And this is an indicator of NOCLAR. This is an indicator of NOCLAR. And tell me one thing, can I say non-compliance also have a material effect? When you have done this non-compliance, this litigation should be disclosed in the financial statement. And if you are not disclosing, it can have a material effect and you will have to modify your opinion. So how we need to frame this answer? Please come to your book. Come to your notebook. And in the notebook, we have done this discussion in this part. So let's revise the whole flow of the answer from there. Please go with the flow with me. First of all, essay 250. In the question, it is written legal and retainership fees pay. So it is an indicator of non-compliance with the laws and regulation. It can have a material effect on financial statement, and if it is not disclosed, give a qualified or adverse opinion. Now tell me one thing, something which is affecting 75% of the production. Can I say it is also pervasive? Yes, sir. So because it is material and pervasive, we can conclude the answer should be adverse opinion. Okay, sir. Now thinking about from essay 570 का point of view. Essay 570 के point of view से, can I say there is a material uncertainty related to event and condition that may cause significant doubt on going concern? Yes, sir. Is the material uncertainty disclosed? No. Again, the impact is material plus pervasive as it is very significant. So we will give a adverse opinion. We will give a adverse opinion. So if you see the summary with me, everyone please look at the board. First of all, from the point of view of essay 250, whenever the NOCLAR has a material effect and not disclosed in the financial statement, give a qualified or adverse opinion. Since the plant constituted for 75% production, it is a non-disclosure of a very significant matter, so the impact is material and pervasive. So here you should express adverse opinion. But these people have given both the option based on the level of impact. So I have written here, they should have clearly stated that it should be a adverse opinion. Now come to essay 570 ka part. Whenever there is a pending legal or regulatory proceeding against the entity, that can result in claim that the entity may not be able to satisfy. It is the example of event and condition that can cause doubt on going concern. Sir, what happened? Sir, have we covered this example in the events and condition? Yeah, it was a part of your operating events. Go to your book and see in the operating event, this was the first thing, na management intention or liquidate the entity. Yes, sir. So this intention to liquidate the entity, this was your first event. So you just need to write the example wala thing. Now, sir, no disclosure is made for the material uncertainty. So what to do? Same thing, qualified or adverse opinion, and in the basis you will say that disclosure is not given. Now, because the impact is material plus pervasive, give an adverse opinion. That's all that you need to do. And Mr. Manoj, who was saying that we need to take some action as an auditor, he is right. We need to give a proper reporting on this. Please tell me, is the question 8 clear? Was it a good question or not? Classic case study based question? Yes, sir. Good question. Now we are just left with 2-3 more questions. I think 3 more questions, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Where is 11, 12? Yeah. 9 is a very easy question. What is happening in question 9? Nothing much to think about. Very, very easy question. First of all, the trade payables are overdue. Oh, ratios are in red. Stock auditors have given a bad report of negative drawing power. Banks are not allowing company to make the payments. Oh my god. Financial statement have no disclosure on this. Financial statement have no disclosure on this. So sir, we have to first of all analyze, is there a material uncertainty or going concern is inappropriate? Are the operations going on well today? Is the company's operations today, they are continuing? Yes sir, they are continuing. Where is the problem? Problem is in future. In the future, the operations can end. In the future, operations can end. So whenever it is futuristic that in future operation can end, ICI's POV, as per ICI, see, this is the thinking way of ICI. ICI thinks it like that whenever in the future operation can end, we are going to say it is a material uncertainty. Now in a material uncertainty, whenever the disclosure are not there, we give a qualified or adverse opinion. We give a qualified or adverse opinion. So this is how you need to attempt your answer. No disclosure of the material uncertainty. So give a qualified or adverse opinion. What is missing in this answer? You should also write about basis for qualified or adverse opinion, that material uncertainty is there but disclosure is not there. Oh, and apart from this, you should also talk about what disclosure you want, what four disclosure that we discussed in this chapter. So this is a very half-hearted way of presenting the answer by ICI. Proper answer should have been given in this case. Leave it. Now move to question number 10. CA Suraj. Acha, this question is very easy. You people only give me the answer quickly. What if the going concern basis of accounting is not appropriate? The use of going concern is not appropriate. Management has used going concern and it is not appropriate. Which opinion? Adverse opinion. Very good. Study material question, give me the answer. Now, if the CFO is giving a disclosure that use of going concern is inappropriate, does it affect your opinion? No, sir. Still, we will give a adverse opinion because the material misstatement is still there. Okay, so this thing we already covered in the revision wala part also. And lastly, two more questions to go. Excited, sir. Question number 11. Sir, what did question number 11 talk about? Let's cover it from the summary that we have drawn in the notebook. As per question number 11, there is a company called MNO Limited. Yes, sir. Company was having liquidity issues. Liquidity issues means in the kitchen, the tap water was not coming. Bad joke. Liquidity issue means cash crunch is there in the company. Now company's insolvency proceedings have started. Can I say there is a material uncertainty? Yes, sir. Now when the insolvency resolution process was going on, resolution plan was approved, outstanding debts were cleared. Now when the outstanding debts are cleared, can I say it is a mitigating factor? Yes, sir, it is a mitigating factor. So how to approach this type of question? It is very easy. First of all, you will say events and condition are there. We will perform additional procedure to see whether there is a material uncertainty and mitigating factor. Then perform the 5 additional procedure to see whether the mitigating factor is there or not. And then at the end you conclude event and condition are there but material uncertainty not there. So you only need to disclose the event or condition. That's all that you need to write in this answer. This is what your question 11 is all about. So if you go through the question 11, this is the same thing. So how you need to present your answer? First of all, the same line that we love the most. Whenever event and condition are identified that may cast significant doubt on going concern, perform additional procedure to get evidence that whether material uncertainty is there and mitigating factor. Now, sir, what are these additional procedure? These 5 procedure we talk about. Then at the conclusion stage, if the going concern is appropriate, check whether material uncertainty is there. If material uncertainty not there, disclose the events and condition. And lastly, you will say approval of resolution plan is a mitigating factor. Since they are mitigated effectively, no material uncertainty exists. Clear question 11? Yes, sir. Now comes question number 12. Question number 12 is a different question. Okay, right here, different. I will not say it is a easy or tough. It is a different question. It has a altogether different point of view. So it says TBR Limited has the plan of closing the business. Again, ICI's point of view, whenever there is a plan of closing the business will close in the present or the future. So not the present, it is future. So again, they consider it as a material uncertainty. Now on the material uncertainty, they have given an additional note that business will cease in the future and assets will be disposed of as per the plan of disposal decided by the management. Can I say for the material uncertainty, they have also given the disclosure? Yes, sir, management has tried to disclose it as properly as possible. Now, when the disclosure is there, I told you that you need to give a Murg para, and along with it, you also need to give a CAM para, because I told you that material uncertainty by its nature is also a key audit matter, and this is the part they are focusing on. This is the part they are focusing on while framing the question. Auditor indicated in the key audit matter only by a reference to the possible cessation of business and making of adjustment to be made at the time of cessation. Cessation means closing of business. It is possible that the entity's business will close. Do you think a simple reference is enough? No, this is not sufficient. This is not sufficient. As an auditor, you should tell about it in detail. What are the events and conditions affecting the business? So it says, as per SA 570, whenever the management is having the intention to liquidate the entity or cease the operation, it is one of the events or conditions that can affect the going concern. Okay, sir. If the events and conditions are identified and no material uncertainty exists, evaluate whether the financial statement provide adequate disclosure. But sir, material uncertainty is there na? Yes, sir. This is a wrong line given by ICI. This is a wrong line given by ICI. Material uncertainty is there. That's why we are talking about key audit matter. And lastly, you will say, as per SA 701, material uncertainties by its nature is a key audit matter. So it should be reported in the audit report as per SA 701. Then facts of the case in 1 or 2 line. Then again, you will say same thing. Management intention is one of the event and condition that can cast significant doubt on going concern. It is a CAM. Report the CAM, and just a simple reference to the possible ending of business is not sufficient. You should properly explain the event or condition. You should properly explain the event or condition. So as I said, it is a little different question. Nothing critical about it. Nothing critical about it. Got it or not? Come on, everyone. Yes or no? Yes, sir. Acha, in this SA 570, when I was talking about pending legal and regulatory proceedings, I discussed about this point or this point. I think I discussed about the above wala point. So this is the point. Pending legal or regulatory proceedings, it is covered in the other indicator. I think by mistake, I covered the operating wala part. Okay? So please make sure you do it properly. Tell me, everyone, I have a surprise for you, huh? Just wait. Till here, everything is clear. Yes or no? See, in just around 1 hour, we are done with the revision of all the concepts and questions of SA 570. Is everything till here clear? If it is clear, then I will give you a good surprise. Please tell me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So now you can take a 2 minutes ka break. Those who are watching it recorded, you also take a 2 minutes ka breather. And after these 2 minutes, you will see a surprise here. You will see a surprise here. So taking a break of 2 minutes. So yes, everyone. Are you people ready for the surprise? Yes, sir. Sir, what if we could see SA 570 in just one page? Ta-da-da! This is your SA 570 ka summary 1-pager revision that we are going to do right now. Again, this summary chart will be available on our Telegram channel for download. So you can easily download this summary chart for your quick revision of SA 570. Acha, when we are doing this summary revision, I am assuming you have properly studied SA 570 before. Either in the class or through self-study, you have properly covered SA 570. If you have properly studied SA 570, then this summary chart revision will be very helpful for you. Okay, now begin with me with this revision. So first of all, this essay talks about going concern basis of accounting. If it is appropriate, assets and liabilities are recorded in a way, company will be able to realize the assets, discharge the liabilities in normal course of business. There is no problem. But if going concern is not appropriate, Then, sir, how the financial statement should be prepared? On liquidation basis. What is the management responsibility? Two responsibility. First of all, to assess the going concern, and second is to see proper disclosure in the financial statement. What is auditor's responsibility? Two stages. First of all, see in the present, based on the evidence, conclude whether going concern is appropriate. If going concern is appropriate today, then see in the future whether there is any material uncertainty affecting the going concern. Now, talking about the risk assessment procedure, first of all, you'll have to identify the event and condition that may cast significant doubt on the going concern. So, for identifying the event and condition, go to the management. See whether management has done the going concern assessment or not. If they have done the going concern assessment, discuss the assessment. Ask them about the event and condition, and on those events, check their plans. Okay, sir. If they have not done the going concern assessment, again discuss how they use the going concern as a basis of accounting, and also inquire about the events and condition. Easy, easy, sir. When you are evaluating the going concern assessment, minimum cover to 12 months. Minimum 12 months you need to cover. Okay, sir. Now, sir, when I have identified the event, now I need to perform additional procedure to see whether material uncertainty exists and whether there are mitigating factor. First additional procedure is, if management has not performed the assessment, request them, please go for going concern assessment. Then when they come back, they will not come back empty handed. They will come with a plan that should improve the situation, that should be feasible. Along with the plan, what is the additional thing that we look for? Cash flow forecast. So cash flow forecast may check two things: reliability of data and adequate support for the assumption. Along with this, since it has been long for the going concern assessment, there could be additional facts and information, subsequent events that could affect the going concern. And lastly, whatever plan you checked, feasibility you checked, for these two things you take the written representation about the plans and its feasibility. Are the 5 additional procedure clear? Yes, sir. Requesting for the going concern assessment, plans, cash flow forecast, additional facts and information, and written representation. Then now we are in the end game, talking about the conclusion, same as responsibility, whether going concern is appropriate. If it is, then whether material uncertainty exists. Now, whenever there are event and condition, you need proper disclosure. So if events and conditions are there, check material uncertainty there or not. If material uncertainty is there, then you need to disclose 4 things. What are the 4 things? Event and condition, management plan, material uncertainty, and the 4th thing is entity may be unable to realize the asset, pay off the liabilities in normal course of business. So 4 things are event, condition, plan, material uncertainty, and because of this entity may be unable to realize the assets, pay off the liabilities in normal course of business. If material uncertainty not there, just disclose the event or condition. Now talking about the reporting, very important part. If the going concern is inappropriate, then you need to see, still if the financial statement are prepared on going concern basis, that means they are still using the going concern, then it is a adverse opinion. If going concern is appropriate but material uncertainty exists, then you need to see whether the disclosures are there or not, because we need disclosure. So if the disclosures are there, it is good, give an unmodified opinion. Now to draw the attention on the disclosure, give a Murg section, draw the attention, state there is a material uncertainty, but our opinion is not modified. Got it? Got it, sir. If the disclosure is not there, it is a problem, give a qualified or adverse opinion, and in the basis for qualified or adverse opinion, state material uncertainty is there, but disclosures are not there. Got it? Got it, sir. Along with this, we also study one clause, clause number 19, para 3, Caro 2020, which also talks about reporting of going concern. You will say on the basis of 5 things. What were the 5 things? Financial assets, financial liabilities, financial asset divided by financial liability, that is a financial ratio. So on the basis of financial asset liability ratios, management plans and other information, these 5 things, whether no material uncertainty exists, so that company is capable to meet the liabilities on the balance sheet date. Which liabilities? Which are due within 1 year of the balance sheet date. That is the same period that you cover with going concern assessment, 12 months. Okay, sir. Then we discussed SA 701 ka reference. Whenever there is a material uncertainty related to going concern, it is by its nature a key audit matter, so should be reported in CAM also. Now some notes that can help you in question solving. First of all, whenever there is no disclosure of material uncertainty, and you think in the question that the going concern is severely affected. For example, you will see one of the question in the question bank where company's 75% production will stop, or where the company is levied 500 crore ka penalty, still company has not given the disclosure. Here you consider the impact to be pervasive. Oh, and because when the impact is pervasive, you give a adverse opinion. Okay, sir. Now, sir, Caro reporting has to be mentioned in which question? So ICI does not mention Caro reporting everywhere. Only when the going concern is inappropriate in the question, they mention the Caro reporting wala para. Okay, these things we have analyzed after solving the questions and all. Okay, sir. And lastly, whenever in the question there are indicators of non-compliance with laws and regulation, ऐसे 250 का relevant reference will also be there. ऐसे 250 का relevant reference will also be there. So this was your one pager revision. I hope SA 570 is now crystal clear to you. Yes, sir. So Baba, always remember that problems are with everyone, but we should be the one who look forward to the solution. So if we can concise such a big essay like this, I think anything is possible. Yes or no? Yes, sir. And I think after all the hard work that you have done till now, this smart work is a gift from my side toward you. So you can download this PDF, and in your register you can just write it down. So when you will be writing it down now, that will be your another revision. Okay, that will be your another revision. If you have still not liked the video, do give it a like. Stay subscribed to the channel, and yes, do let me know in comments how was your experience. Okay, keep studying with happiness, then only we progress. See you all in the next session.